Trafficking is a serious problem in Arizona and across the country, and that has law enforcement agencies looking for new, innovative ways to spot and protect victims. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays announced this week that her office will be teaming up with APS, SRP, and other utility companies to join the fight against human trafficking.
Ask for victim services.
Stacy Sutherland with the Arizona Anti-Human Trafficking Network tells us getting utility workers involved will make a huge difference because there are so many of them in our communities.
Not only do these people work in Arizona, they live here, they play here, they're growing their families here, they're involved in community here, and so it just makes sense just to train people where they're at.
Sutherland says a special training session has been created for utility workers that will provide important information that could help protect someone from becoming a victim of human trafficking.
Yes, it is.
According to Ken Lee with SRP, they've already started training their 5,500 employees.
We've worked with the AG's office and the other utilities to come up with a computer-based training that we can offer to all our employees. We also have an employee interest group that is having a live session next week, I think.
The goal of the program is to give frontline workers the tools to recognize and report human trafficking. Victim advocates say more awareness will make Arizona safer for everyone.
It just takes recognizing and kind of that gut sense that something seems off. And so by doing this training, you're really going to learn what human trafficking is, what those indicators are, and then how to report those indicators.
The Arizona Anti-Human Trafficking Network has also worked with other large employers across the state to create more awareness. There's also a hotline that has been set up. The number is 1-877-4AZ-TIPS. Reporting live in Phoenix, Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.
Thanks, Jason.